'cause I've been living life right like I could just die in a minute. Go right down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? I'll just breathe.
You can't eat that. No, you can't eat that. Just about to head out of Birdsville. 13th today. Bakery. So you get some direction about where we are. Caravan park. Pubs down there. Heading down to Bedourie. The Birdsville lakes. There's two of them I think there. Part of the Diamantina River I believe. Yeah, heading down to Bedourie. It's not too far away. It's about 200 k's. Just going to stop out of town. There's a sort of a sculpture thing out there the boss wants to check out, so I'll stop there. About 12 kilometres north of Birdsville. There's these woody trees. I'll tell you a bit more about them shortly. Bit of info sign here talking about tourist features up this way. Hot Artesian Spa, Bedourie, that's where we're heading. So the info sign here, it's a little bit faded. Snapshot, what is a rare and ancient species representing relic populations of Australian desert flora. Its timber is so hard it just causes damage to axes and saws. When dry is almost impossible to drill. Yeah. There's not too many of these stands of trees exist anymore. The woody trees are these trees out here too, by the way. Fairly well, they're upright, a little bit of foliage on them. Goes out around there. The remains of the Karkori homestead, built in 1877. It was eventually abandoned around about 1906 after Sydney Kidman lost about 4,000 bullocks, cattle out here. Just decided it wasn't worthwhile, it wasn't sustainable. It's a bit of a watercourse down here. When I say watercourse, it's channel country, so it's not permanent. Might be some permanent holes in there. Kookaburra Crossing. It's a permanent water hole. Meant to be lots of bird life. Ibis. Some beef ribs. Reckon there'll be yabbies in there, right? The last 15 k's has been quite different in aspect. Some great green areas where there's water channels and permanent water holes, and some very deserty stuff as well. The boss is chasing an emu over there. Hutchinson Memorial. I think he found some opal out towards Cooper Pedy. He worked for that bloke Kidman as a driver as well. Apparently he was swimming in a water hole near here, and apparently he was a good swimmer, but he drowned. I found his body 3 days later. 20 years old. Yeah, a lot of people just drive past Bedourie, heading north, heading south. Pub, that's where we were just before. Cold beer. There's a caravan park down that way. There's another caravan park up here at the Oasis, Simpson Oasis motel. It's roadhouse really. Drop in, spend a bit of time. Well, a night anyhow. Yeah, part of that fly part of this tour as well. There's plenty of flies around. If you drop in at the tourist info, which is just there, they've got a 2-day sort of info thing that you can do. Like one's a driving trail, another one's a walking trail, heritage walking trail around the township. One of the reasons we're here, the aquatic centre. Not the gym part. Thermally heated. It's artesian. It's meant to be 2 pools, like a spa and a pool. I think that's the spa over here, 45 degrees, so it'll be a little bit warm. Not sure what the pool one is. I'm sure I read something about 25 degrees, but it might be 25 metres long. Yeah, I reckon this is 25 degrees. A little bit of a shock getting in, but anyway, it's more pleasant getting out. Less flies on me. Thursday morning. I'm going to be heading out of Bedourie this morning, but come in for another swim because we can. Into the hot one. But I've seen a picture that I took yesterday over here. Water can be up to, or greater than 40 degrees. Boulia. Can keep on heading north towards Mount Isa, whereas we are heading west, say towards Alice Springs. A couple of things to look at here. Two things worth ticking off. The Min Min encounter, we'll probably do that after this, which is the Heritage Centre. And the flies are out again. It's what was it? $30 each. Through? $30 each for. $35 each for access to both the Heritage Centre and the Min Min encounter. This building's attached to the reception area, I suppose. There's a hospital room, I think it's a council room, an Indigenous room, and there's another room just around the other side which is like World War I, World War II stuff. If you look at your maps, you'll know that Woomera is quite away from here. When they were firing rockets at Woomera, one went a bit astray and it's a bit left here. These round rocks are called moon rocks. Apparently you can find them along the side of the road. And I've been told that some will actually decay from inside out. They're at the bottom of the ocean back million years ago, and they start rolling around and picking up sediment and stuff. They've actually laid these rocks out in the shape of Queensland, and the little rocks in the centre here represent, on this part here, where the inland sea used to be, or the sea used to be I should say. We were told that you should allow at least an hour to go through this complex, depending how interested you are in some of the displays. The Min Min encounter runs on the hour every hour. I think the last one is at 4 o'clock. This is one of the original houses here at Boulia. It was built around the 1880s, something like that. One of the most interesting facets of this particular building was the cellar. When I say cellar, it was an underground room where women and kids used to be during the heat of the day. Because believe it or not, they didn't have air conditioning back in the day. They've temperature controlled marine fossil display here as well. Horses, leather, bridles and stuff in here, and a bunch of traps and axes, drill bits, saws. It's like tyre chains. I think it's going to be a theatre type thing, so I won't be taking a video in there. I'll tell you what I think about it afterwards. Well, the Min Min encounter takes about 40 or so minutes. It's a, you go through a bunch of rooms, and each room has a dialogue through some mechanised mannequins in a digital display thing. It was a bit of fun. If you do manage to do it, the very last display, make sure you keep an eye out for the light right towards the end. I mean, you look really close, look right in front. This is where we start heading west, Alice Springs Donahue Highway, which runs into, or turns into the Plenty Highway. We're going to camp probably about 100 or so k's from here, and then tomorrow, if you can see that sign up there, Tobermory Station. Yeah, back to iPhone 10. On the banks of the Georgina River. I was actually hoping there's water down here, but Water must be just over that little bank there. See a little bit of water down there. But we are camped up on the banks. You hear that music, that's flies. We're just over this way. I haven't thrown a pot out, haven't tried fishing here as well, but it's a water hole, so I reckon a good chance. Tobermory Station Belly if you want to do a slick or a bait fish for that. Maybe some bloody coconut husk. Good chance for yabby or something as well. Georgina River Bush Camp, west of Boulia. Just pulled in here. Max, Karen, you've met Max before. This, I think, there's a bit of a permanent waterhole down here to the right, so we'll go have a look. We're camped on the eastern side of the river. Just about to see us over that way. Bridge across the Georgina. We're doing some roadworks along down here at the moment. Check this out, eh? There's been some water running through here. Push that up. Just debating whether there's red claw or yabby in there, and whether there's yellow belly as well. I think there's a good chance for yellow belly. Just past 10 o'clock, Friday, Queensland over there. Just stepped into Northern Territory, turned our clocks back half an hour. We're just going up the road here about 10 k's, Tobermory Station I think it is. Donahue Highway finishes at the border, start of the Plenty Highway. Tobermory Station, the office, check in. They don't have power sites here, it's just unpowered sites. I think it's about $35 a night, I think. For a van, car, 25 for a motorbike. Interesting little wood fire over there. They got a bar here called Meat House, I think it is, open Friday, Saturday, Sundays, according to little flyer we picked up at Boulia. Nice grassed areas. This place was flooded out in March, April 2019, so 3 years ago. Water was above the cabin heights over here. You'll see there's a levee bank. It goes all the way around this compound. It broke open. I don't know if you can see a house. There's a house, a two-storey house over there. It went up to I suppose the veranda up the second floor. Already seen the office over that way, and there's the bar over there as well. The lady who's running it at the moment, because she's here by herself because the staff are off on holidays. Said she'd open up at about 3 o'clock this afternoon if we go over there and have a beer. Fire pit, great spot. Toilets and showers over there. Camp kitchen behind the Land Cruiser. Some cabins you can stay at here as well. No, it wouldn't be a Southern Cross windmill because it'd still be going, so probably is. Might have had some old grapevines out here at one stage.
Yeah. It's not doing very well.
Huge.
The stem's not connected to the
Not connected to the
anymore.
ground anymore, no. Check out the fire pit. I've already shown you this. Look at this, eh? That's bit of art there. What an ingenious reuse of a spring, a tap. A bit of traffic behind us now. I think this gets a bit of media coverage on the Plenty Highway YouTube stuff. Got the toilet paper, the anthill. Oh, we've moved on from Tobermory, about 200 kilometres west. Gervois, Gervois Station. $20 a night here. Probably a little bit steep side for paddock that's been slashed with cows and a couple of fireplaces around. Toilets and showers. There's a little tin shed right down there. So if you go down there and have a shower, you're going to have red dusty feet by the time you get back in here. Anyway, we've pulled up here for the night. Got the drifter stocked in fire pit up and running tonight. Just got some lump charcoal on it. Gonna cook up some steaks. Tomorrow we head a little bit more west and then we're going to head north. A place called Tank Rock. Just sitting here minding our own business like nobody. Listening to some neighbours' music. Oh, a donkey comes up. Give him a pat on the back, crew. Let's see how dusty he is. Been rolling around the dirt a bit, haven't you? Say g'day. You can't eat that. No, you can't eat that. Put him in there. Looks like a reasonably new area of the new laying of bitumen and the Plenty Highway here. We've just been going through some roadworks for about 20 or so k's. Yeah, we've come down about an hour 50 from Gervois Station. Heading off now to Bin's track off to the right. As I mentioned earlier, probably have a look at Tower Rock and see if it's going to be an okay place to camp up for the day. Just pulled off, that's where we were parked up there before. Bin's track goes that way too, which is the Plenty Highway towards the Stewart Highway. Down that way, it's about 200 k's. Saw the sign up here, so I thought I'd come up and have a look. We're in here. Hearts Range is a bit further and Gemtree a bit further down. So we're probably just going up in around here. And there's a couple of little tracks over to this national park and back in around there. We're going to try and come back in down towards Gemtree. That's the idea for tomorrow night. And then finish the Plenty Highway back out into the Stewart Highway. Come down, then we're going to come back east again and further south. That's the plan. Come up the track a little bit, show you on the maps. We were going to try and go in here to a meteor crater. Couldn't get in private property. We've come up, see it's there. There's a sign, meteor crater, so we're going to try and get in. Track looks pretty interesting. Probably shouldn't be too much of a challenge, eh? Boss wants to drop the van off. I think we'll make it through. Come out this way. Doesn't feel too soft. It's not too bad out this side. Yeah. We'll give her a rub up, eh? See how she goes. Not a very good picture, but that's where you can see it. There's our track into the crater. It's just off to our left. So we'll get out and have a look, eh? Just did a tight turn in around here. There you go. Meteor crater. Meteor crater. Left off the bins track, and this is the old MacDonald Downs outstation here. There's a sign that says private property, so we won't go in there. Now the crater that we went to, it's called Boxhole Meteorite Site. Well, we haven't moved too far from the old MacDonald farmhouse, which is over that way, and the boss saw two poles sticking out of the ground just behind us there, and she said, oh, they look like football poles without the crossbar. But then if you look down here, just in front of the boss, there's some AFL poles there. I wonder what sort of a footy field this would have been back in the day. Crazy. Turnoff is about 7 k's off the road into here. Just coming up to some rock outcrops now. Some out to the right. It goes around to the left. The road goes around to the left. It swings back around to the right. Show you a bit more when we get closer. Tower Rock, Mac and Rose Chalmers Conservation Park. There's a bit on YouTube about this, so Google it or YouTube it, have a look. They donated this land. Not too far from that sign placard. Gravesite out here. A couple of walks out here too. Lots of flies. Charles Malcolm Chalmers and Rosanna Chalmers buried here. Old mate 2004, and she came in at 1999. You can keep on driving past the gravesite. This is the track. I'm heading back towards the car at the moment. A couple of camp spots down this way. Found one that we're pretty happy with. Don't need to drive off into the bush. No shade, but do the old east-west parking. So the sun traverses across the roof of the caravan and the Land Cruiser and doesn't heat up the sides of the caravan. It's a pretty country here. I don't think the road out here gets maintained. There's a couple of little washouts there, a couple of little tight spots. So if you're coming in a normal caravan, you might find that a little bit hard. Camper trailer for sure, no problems. Matrix here we got through, but you certainly need some clearance, and you probably don't want to be too wide. These matrices are marketed so they say there's no wider than a Land Cruiser. I've probably mentioned this before. It's probably a 200 series because it's just a little bit wider than the 79, but not that much. So now we're gonna head off back down that way. Orientation, okay, for this rig now at this time of year, so we're sort of second week, middle of the second week in April. Sun, as you know, doesn't set properly in the west, doesn't set properly in the east either. So what I've figured out is if I'm facing into the sun and the sun's out that way, I want the van facing, or the vehicle and the van facing at about 260. At the moment I'm about 278. that's not quite west. I think the sun will set over that way a bit. Just give us some shade on the left hand side. Conversely, if we were facing the other way with the back of the van into the sun, I'd probably have it at about 310 degrees. Again, just so that you get a little bit of shade on the passenger side where the awning opens up. Just give you an idea what sort of temperature we're at the moment. 41.8. That was inside the canopy. Fridge is nice and cold. It's only around 0.7 inside. It is a little bit warm. So I've got the Jenny on and got the aircon running. The boss is quite happy with that. She's lying down on the bed trying to cool down. Oh, another thing, you've seen all the dust that we've been coming through. You might want to know how dust-proof this fan is. It speaks for itself, hey? I'll show you inside shortly. The Jenny box isn't dust-proof. Aircon, no dust, down on the door but not inside. Storage locker, all good. Then I've got the storage bit, bloody flies, up the front here. Looking sweet in there. I'll show you inside, eh? Most off-road vans have these vents for gassing, your gas appliances, but they don't provide a seal for them. AOR do. Let's go inside, surprise the boss. So you can see no dust in here. Now I've opened this up. This fan runs both ways, so it'll suck air out or blow air in. At the moment I've got sucking air out to get some rid of the hot air in. Shower, toilet. Nothing. Open him up too to get some fresh air in. Pretty cool, eh? Just going to have to excuse the generator noise. Just a follow on from that orientation of the vehicle. You see I've sort of got it lined up with the sun where it's setting. Sort of figured it's setting at 280 degrees. I've probably got the car, because it's switched off to the left there, probably about the right angle, but I haven't got the van quite in the right area, so I'm not getting any shade here. But anyhow, the overall purpose of that is obviously to, as I've said earlier, is to make sure that the sun's hitting the smallest part of the van as possible. So in this circumstance it's hitting the front of the van where the bed is. Now get a look at the surrounds. Out for an early morning stroll. Going to try and get up the top while we can. It's about 7 o'clock. Just got to find an access point up there. I think it's probably where the information bay was. So the track is the back corner of the graveyard up. There's little can things here. Like this. The other side of the hill, Moonstart. It's a huge ghost coming down there. Well, top. Last bit in feet. Too steep. Moon off that direction. Camp down there. It's taken us about 23 minutes from where we were camped. Not too difficult to walk, a bit of scrambling. As I pointed out, there's these little rock cairns that you just got to follow up. Sometimes a little bit hard to see. We made a few of them. It's now 7 minutes to 8, so not quite 55 minutes. Campers down here. Nice view. A little bit of mobile reception up there if you're chasing it. Don't know that I'd recommend it as a sunset or a sunrise walk unless you've got lots of light to walk up after the sun goes down or before the sun comes up. It'd certainly be a pretty specky view. Oh, coming back out of the dirt again. Plenty highway just in front of us. Got about 16 or so k's to go. Yeah, we'll be stopping at Gemtree. It's a big fossicking area around there too, and they camp out at the fossicking area. There's a road that goes down that way south. We won't be doing that. When we leave Gemtree tomorrow, we'll head west, following the Plenty Highway all the way to this dirt highway, I think it is. So we can finish off the Plenty Highway, go down south a little bit, then head back east to come back in down southeast of Alice. Stewart Highway just up here. Turn left, Alice Springs. So this is the end of the Plenty Highway for us. End of this video. Next video will be about Ross River, I suppose. We're down there for 3 days. We could have gone the back way, we decided not to. We got some mail and stuff to pick up at Alice Springs, so we're going to drop in there and pick up that mail. And the boss wants to do some shopping, so we should do a bit of shopping there as well. Just going to put a jury of fuel on the cruiser because the light's been on for a while, even though we're about 70 k's from Alice. I don't think we'll quite make it. You'd be asking yourself where we are. I've been spruiking off that we were going to Standley Chasm. Well, this ain't it. A little bit further west of Standley Chasm. We turned up there this morning, well about midday I suppose. There's a sign out the front, closed. Not open till tomorrow. Tried ringing them, no answer. So we're free camping. We'll drop in tomorrow and see if we get a refund. We did book a site there, an unpowered site, probably about a week or so ago, and got a confirmation about the booking. Not even so much as a skerrick of a text, an email, or even a phone call. A little bit of courtesy. Let us know that they are closed. Now this is where we are tonight. Into the Alice tomorrow via Standley Chasm. Day after disappointment, we're actually in Standley Chasm. They've already given us a credit back to the credit card, which is fantastic. And they've given us free access to the Chasm as well. I didn't have an excuse about why they didn't contact us. Apparently they only had 2 bookings in last night. We were one of them. Though they did say that at the gate there was a sign that we could have gone through, just entered because the gate wasn't locked. Notwithstanding the bigger signs out the front of the road in and on the gate, If the gate's closed and locked, don't enter. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Oh, that's not very good. Thank you. So I've just got in now, and we're going to go down and have a look at Standley Chasm. No doubt to get a picture like this, you need to be there at the right time of day. 1.2 kilometres, 15 minutes each way. A bit chilly in here, just in case you wanted to know. There's some people behind us. Kids, mum and dad. Apparently they've had a 1 in 500 year flood. I don't know when that happened, but this is Standley Chasm. What else is in this area is a walking trail called the Larapinta Trail. I'm not sure the distance, I think it's about 60 k's in length, something like that. There's an annual run, the Larapinta Marathon. They do that in 4 stages. Last year I think it was on in August. This year it's on right at the moment. They're actually staged back there at Standley Chasm campground. Don't think I'll be walking through the water here. Sorry. Well, I can walk around it. Then I have a bit of a climb up the other side. Give you a look back the other way. There's the bus. A brief touch on geology. About 1,100 million years ago, this is all just one plateau, and there was water running up the top there, and it broke through. The sides here are quartzite. So we got down to this level, and the bottom level is dolomite, I think, and it's a dolerite which has been eroding. There's signs of an old walkway that came through here, another bit up there as well. Boss is hoping the sun will come down, but I reckon she's going to be waiting about 2 or 3 hours. Show you some of the Larapinta Trail. Here we go. I think it runs along the apex of these ranges, McDowell ranges. Info sign on it.